And Lady Ada, we're live.
Okay, welcome to a jam-packed show and tell. We got all sorts of wonderful, exciting, and attractive people who will be showing off their extremely interesting and easy to demo projects. We'll call on you in the order that we see you in little boxes. If you're not showing off stuff, just your mic, hang out, maybe learn something. If you have like an LED scrolling hat, maybe you could change the messages on your LED scrolling hat. Gordon, I hope there's like 3 people with LED scrolling hats. That would make it even better. Yeah, just take like maybe 3 to 4 minutes maybe to show off your project so we can get to all 9-10 people that we have today. Very popular.
Our goal is to break Google Plus with our bandwidth.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, everyone who's on the show and tell, don't forget, you get an SE on the show and tell sticker. Just email support@adafruit.com when you're finished.
You can get as many stickers as you want per show and tell. You can get 1 per, but you can do multiple.
Rack them up.
Rack them up.
Okay, first up, Tony, how are you doing?
Hey, good.
Show us your project.
Yeah. So I was playing a little bit with the Yoon, and I saw there weren't many people signed up for the show and tell, so I whipped together something really quick in like 20 minutes. I made a little soundboard with the Yoon where you can basically play audio through a web page. Because I've been playing a little bit with getting like sound and audio and stuff to work with it. So it's the simplest thing. This is just a little laptop speaker. It's a USB speaker, and it's connected to the Yoon. Any kind of a USB sound card would work with it that also supports. And then basically just a real simple little tablet app here. So it's got some options to play different sounds. So there's an alarm. So you can annoy someone, hide this somewhere, and play an alarm. There's a rooster. Oh, a phone right there.
Hello.
Hello, telephone.
And then there's also a rooster. You could throw whatever sounds you want inside of here. But it's just a simple little Flask web app in Python that runs on the Yoon, and it uses Mad Play, which is like an MP3 player. So it just opens a sub-process and plays it really easily. Real quick, like 20-minute hack that it could be kind of cool. Make a little Wi-Fi soundboard to annoy someone, hide it in their room.
And you can be far away and control it. That's the point, right?
Exactly. You could put this on the network. You could control it over the internet.
Yeah. What's neat is you can combine this project with your webcam cat laser. And,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can control.
You really terrify your cat.
Well, not terrifying. Maybe reassuring words like, "Hey, good cat," getting that laser.
or just play the rooster sound.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as usual, are you gonna? It's time to get up. Are you gonna post up anything about this so people can?
Yeah, totally. I'll put it on GitHub. I'll put a link in the comments maybe later this week and get something up there.
Thanks, Tony.
Oh, and the other thing with the Yoon, about a week ago, they updated the firmware for it. So if you have a Yoon, you should check it out. They switched to the current version of OpenWRT, so it's got a few small updates, but it's actually really easy to build the Yoon firmware now, so you can actually add packages and compile stuff into it. So definitely check it out.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll keep doing projects because
you're always doing great projects.
The Yoon is very powerful, and I think the more projects people see, the more their imagination.
See, what it can do, because it's difficult to understand sometimes. It's like Arduino plus Wi-Fi plus Linux. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
All right, I'm just gonna go in order at the bottom. I think we're gonna be able to get everybody. No problem. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Hey, Richard.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, show us your project.
Excellent. So I have to turn my camera around here. Oh.
While you're doing that, look at this guy's hat.
What does your hat say now?
Bravo!
Bravo!
That's Phil B.
Okay.
This is Beta. Hat wearer.
All right. So I've showed the project off before.
This is a cute trinket bot.
HackyBot, yeah, with the Trinket microcontroller there. But I've started making it in kit form. So these are all the parts that you'd need in order to make this robot here. And it just does object avoidance with the parallax sensor. And I'm working on a line trace sensor for the bottom. But this is pretty much the final format, and I've sold like 6 kits at a robotics convention that I was helping at a couple weeks ago. And what was great is the little kids really liked it, and instead of doing Robot Wars, they did a robot fashion show.
See,
that's nice.
That's cool. Anytime because I think the robot battle thing is covered, but like doing other things with robots, I think that's where there's a lot of innovation and good ideas. So I like the robot fashion show. That's a great idea.
Phil B, what do you have to say about this?
What do you got? What do you got?
Want.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Richard. Well, you have plenty of room for seeing on the show and tell sticker for your bot, so don't forget to email us.
And email us, and we'll post up about your little robot if other people want to pick one up.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm working on the website right now, and I'm trying to get some educators involved so we can do make it more of an educational website.
Awesome.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna go down the list here.
Next up.
Raymond. Hello, Raymond. Welcome back.
You also have robots.
Yeah.
Yes, this is another robot day. So this year, for Take Your Truck.
Uh-oh.
Cutting out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Raymond.
Oh no, we lost Raymond.
You're getting a little.
You lost me?
Yeah, getting a little glitchy.
Sorry, how's this?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay, so every year I get drafted or volunteer to make a project for Take Your Children to Work Day at Google. And every year I decided to do robots because that's really what kids should be doing. And this year, but the challenge is I have a budget of like $30 a kid. So this year I decided to try and make, I don't know if you can see it, a little photovore for less than $30. So it's a breadboard, a couple of laser cut wheels and casters, an AT Tiny 85, some couple of CDS sensors, and a buzzer so it can burp when it gets enough light. And also I have 40 minutes for the kids to put this together. And it actually worked. I got 32 kids to each build a robot that seeks out light. And the best part was I got an email from a lot of the parents saying, now my child wants to be an engineer like Raymond so they can build robots all day, because in their opinion that's what I do all day. Which I'm not going to tell them from. And of course now, observer-induced phenomenon, there it is. Okay, so let me put it down and I can show you. Let's see, how's that? Can you see it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll give it some shadow. It doesn't like that at all. Give it shadow on one side, and it turns away from that. And when it reaches the brightest light it's seen, it sits there and purrs to show its content.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I thought it was time for a 21st century version of the old Beam Robotics, and Herbie the Mouse Bot.
This is great because you can, reprogram it if you want, and adjust it. Add different sensors. Maybe it would have a sound sensor instead of a light sensor, so it would move towards the loudest thing.
Yeah. If I were a kid, I'd make mine go towards the shadows.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gothbot. Robot that leaves the light, leaves the sound, wants to be nice and quiet and dark.
Yeah, that's an actual engineer bot.
Very cool, Raymond. Well, if you have any information on the recipe of this, send it to us and we'll post it up.
Yeah, actually, I made a very coarse, because front-end stuff is not my domain, a website for it that had all the instructions and the source code. So I'll put that in the comments.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Raymond. And there's enough room on that bot for as seen on the show and tell sticker, so don't forget to use it.
Right back there. Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's see what the hat says.
What does that say?
Cute. Okay. Next, Paul. Unmute your mic and show us your project. Let me see. I think I have to unmute you.
There we go.
Hey, Paul.
I apologize for being a bit red.
No, it's okay.
That's cool.
Webcam.
You're like in a nightclub or something.
Yeah. Tonight I'm showing off my project. It's a corded keyer. It's hard to see with this camera, but if I share my screen, I get a better picture.
It looks like a blue fruit.
Yes, it uses a blue fruit. It uses a lily pad, a very large battery, and some Legos and some tactile buttons. Here, let me share my screen and I'll show you. Screen share. Here we go. Start screen share. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a blue fruit. I don't know. Can you see my mouse? Does it show that?
No, I can't see your mouse.
No, we can see it. The blue fruit's in the middle.
Yep.
And there's
Yep, we got a blue fruit, a lily pad. Everything. It basically allows you to, do chords or combinations of key presses and get different letters. Right now, I've been working on it for maybe a year or so, and
now you're ready.
On and off, of course. on and off, but here, let me switch back here. This screen share is kind of clunky. Oh, now I'm yellow. This is great.
You look great. This is awesome.
I'm like blinking and stuff.
People pay a lot of money to see this.
Yeah. But anyways, I've been working on the project for a while. Right now I'm in the process of rebuilding the code. Originally, it just used the Arduino Micro using the HID emulation. You just plugged it in through USB, and it worked that way. But with Bluefruit, it's great. You can just, send it bytes, and then everything that I was doing with the micro, I can do now wirelessly.
Yeah, that's cool. No, this is like it's funny because so many people, when they saw the Bluefruit, emailed me and said they're going to make a Bluetooth twiddler, like the cording keyboard, the old style twiddlers, because they're no longer made.
Yeah, this is pretty close. I mean, it's using 5 buttons, so I haven't gotten it to a point of usability yet, but it's an ongoing project. I'm going to combine it with 9DOF, and then maybe you can have like
like
press, and then you get the motion.
Yeah, that's a good idea. This is awesome.
All right, Paul. Well, very cool. Thank you for sharing this project, and I like your webcam. Don't change anything.
This is the best.
I like it blinking now. It's finding the white balance and it's using it.
Who would pay for this?
Yeah, there's a gallery in New York, and this is all they show is like
dancing now.
Yeah. All right.
You dance.
We'll see what the hat says.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right. Okay. We're gonna go to James, and then Alex, and then Noah and Pedro. So James, how's it going? Show us your project.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, good. Let me just switch my cameras here so you can see the other one. So previously I done a booth project and I had to go to Poland. Is that switch? Hold on.
Yeah, well, we could see you.
Okay, that's not the one I want to show. USB device. So I had to fly a whole wedding and do a photo booth, and it had to have a laptop with it, and that was kind of a pain in the ass, especially the traveling part to make the photo booth. And that actually worked out fantastic. It was a really great photo booth. People spent all their time hanging out by it during the wedding, and the pictures turned out great because it used a high-def camera. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to do was minimize the amount of hardware I had to bring on the plane. So this is after the wedding now. So I decided to use a Raspberry Pi to make a little photo booth using the Raspberry Pi. So I can't tell if you can see me because I see just an airplane.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we see this.
Yeah, so this is the photo booth itself. I've got a 3D printed plastic case that I made for it. It's got a Raspberry Pi on the inside plus a little board that I made for controlling the 315 megahertz receiver. And it's actually running on this Raspberry Pi here, so I'm going to show you the screen. Okay, so this is the photo booth running, and you can see in the lower right corner, it'll take a second to load that first picture. All right? Okay, there we go. This picture is actually the image coming from the camera, so it's displayed in real time so people can kind of set themselves up so they can line up for the shot. And right here is basically a slideshow that's showing all the images that are in that same folder plus any images that you take in real time. The thing is controlled by one of these, which is just a 315 megahertz, transmitter. So, and I can control flipping through the images, because if you want to see a different picture, you can just hit the buttons on it, and it goes to the next picture in the slideshow, or go backwards through the pictures. But if you want to take a picture, you just hit the A button. So I'm going to move back here so I'm kind of at the right distance and go ahead and take a picture. So I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture.
Press the button.
Yeah, it's telling me to smile.
Smile.
It's going to be a terrible picture, but I've had to do this project. I've had to do so many test photos myself. I'm really tired of seeing those pictures. But okay, so it takes about 8 seconds, and there you can see the picture. That's the picture that I just took. You can tell because I got a headset on, and that's just how it works. And it's really small because all it is the Raspberry Pi in the 3D printed plastic case plugged into any TV that's got an HDMI setup on it. Yeah. It's USB'd into the camera here, and it also, I have the little Wi-Fi board on it, so when I take a picture, I wrote a little upload thing, so it posts the pictures directly, as long as it's got Wi-Fi, to my Google Drive account. in kind of a separate process, so it doesn't slow anything down in the photo booth, because it's all doing the command line stuff to control the camera, so it's easy to spark off another process to do the uploading. So I mean, technically, I'm not going to show you my screen, but you could see that photo was already uploaded to my Google account.
This is great. Well, of course you get an As Seen on the Show and Tell sticker, and if you have any information about this online, post in the comments or send us a note. This is a really cool Pi project.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm still there's like one little issue. I want to separate out the power a little bit better, and I've got some changes to the Python. This is just running a Pi game app. It's actually pretty simple. The hardest part about it was trying to figure out, because the Raspberry Pi is not super powerful, how to do things like flip between the images, because actually loading the images takes a whole bunch of time. So how to flip between the images and being able to listen for the button presses all in real time without those processes kind of interrupting each other. But it turned out pretty good.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's see what the hat has to say. Hat, Pi. All right.
That's correct. The hat is correct.
Next up, Alex. How's it going? Show us your project.
Good. Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Wonderful, thanks. So I'm a nurse in the ER, and we don't have a lot of individuality available to us. We have to wear the same color scrubs, all this and that. So I took my name tag and I actually added some LED matrices on the bottom of it.
Ooh.
That's
So originally it said RN with my Star Trek logo and my X-Men pin. And on the back of it I added a Flora with a 150 milliamp battery and a couple buttons. So when I turn it on, I get the default RN logo. And I can change it to, say, Charge Nurse when I'm in charge of the department.
That's cool.
And I can also display some heartbeat rhythms.
Yeah.
And then I have a second button that allows me to change the mode, so I can change between different heart rates. There's some VTAC.
Uh-oh. You can actually demo, like...
I tried to, yeah, and then after a long shift,
This is great.
I flatlined.
Oh, no.
So then, of course, we have a guy at work who I like to joke around with, and I tell my patients that if you don't like me, my name is Joe. So that's kind of where it's at. This battery here I tested, and I can get about 12 hours out of it if I have it on the maximum amount of animation.
That's almost one shift for you.
Yes, it is, actually, so I'm very proud of it. Not my best work with regards to the soldering here. I usually have this taped down, but to show you the under the hood, I just kind of had to run it all together. All the pins are common to each other. And I taped this down the front so it looks nice and neat, and got a lot of comments about it at work.
Yeah,
that's cool.
This is a really cool project. One, you're, an ER can be kind of intense, and sometimes you need to talk about something or have a distraction or something to get someone's mind off just anything than maybe what's going on because they just broke their leg or something.
Don't think about the wound.
Yeah.
Don't look at that.
Yeah.
Don't look at the bleeding. Look at this nice blankie.
And I also like how it's informational. Like when you're if you're in charge, it says that, and it also has some heartbeat stuff. This is a really cool project. Of course, you get an As Seen on the Show and Tell sticker. If you take any photos of it, write it up and send us a link. I think this is something that you could probably get other health professionals to do because you don't have a lot of real estate to do stuff like you said.
That's true, we don't.
Wear a uniform, so you really maximize that 3 square inches. Good work.
That's right. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
You can just have it. Keep scrolling. Keep calm. Keep calm.
Yes.
Keep calm and everything.
All bleeding stops eventually. That would
All right. Okay. Thanks. What do you think? Hat. Geeky.
You say geeky?
I think it says geeky.
Geeky. All right.
Okay. And then last up, for the folks who don't tune into the blog every second because we have lots of posts, Noah and Pedro recently joined Adafruit. They're creative technologists and designers, and they always have cool projects, and they're going to show a couple of things that they're working on tonight. Yeah. Show us some stuff, guys.
What's in progress?
Hey guys. Hey, no, just
hello.
Filming. So yeah, I guess this week's project. Yeah, tomorrow's project is basically making a speaker system for a bike. So how do we do that? So we're using the 20-watt speaker that we have in the shop, Sony, the Max 9744 awesomeness, and really we figured to use kind of like our own built-in rack mounting system. What's cool about it is you really can't print stuff like this, especially with something that's on this side and on this side. So it is we made it so that this just slides off.
That's clever.
And then this piece right here also kind of doubles in as a little connector piece for it.
Oh, I see. So that's how to take it bumpiness on both sides.
So we had to figure out how to sort of get it to work with this guy, how to get it to work with this guy, the battery pack, and a phone thing.
Cameraman.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the bike because we actually brought it in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the front. You should probably show the front. Or.
Oh, your cameraman's drunk.
Where are we? There we are.
Yeah. So here's the amp. And
all backwards there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are 3D printed speakers and amp that Adafruit makes, and it's a bicycle project.
And you can mount the phone onto your bike, so
Yeah.
you can change tunes without having to reach into your pocket.
So the battery's right here. It's using like the same connector, and since all the bars are sort of different radiuses, we had to figure, how to make it all work. So that mounting system really works because it just slides in, so you can actually move any piece anywhere you want, and it'll still work. And everything's being put together with like just a normal kind of Phillips screw with a nut, and that's pretty much it. It sounds pretty nice. We got a couple people like turning their heads and going like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you guys. I remember you guys would show videos of like you have like a nice park and like a beach. And I was like, yeah, you should make like a bike project because it's like so nice in Florida all the time. You can. Yeah. You can actually go out and appreciate these projects.
Yeah, and tonight on Ask an Engineer, we showed your video last week of the do-it-yourself Google Glass, so 3D printed Google Glass. We showed that, and then we're also, but this week we're going to show the 3D printed legs that you did for the Iris, the quadcopter. That was a cool project. I see it in the background there. Yeah. So you put legs on it so it could land better and it could do some other things.
For being able to mount the GoPro right on here, because otherwise it will go right onto the floor. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really cool. So it's able to land without the GoPro getting crushed.
Yeah, we have like long grass over here, so it keeps it elevated. I don't know what else you guys wanted to show off. I don't know if this is ready yet or not.
Yeah, so this is a preview. This is a Raspberry Pi Game Boy.
Pi Boy.
Pi Boy or Pi Girl.
You guys are already doing it's not out yet. Don't ask.
It's like kind of chunky, but it's actually not that much smaller or bigger than the original Game Boy, which was pretty big. Yeah, I mean that's not so bad.
I made sure to use the exact same dimension, so I don't actually have them, but it'd be really nice to have it like next to it and see if the buttons all line up and everything.
Oh, yeah. I think I don't have mine anymore. But that's good. Yeah, we have to. I have to finish the wiring diagram for you guys so you can get the buttons hooked up, and then. Maybe somebody wearing an LED hat can help with the Nintendo menu system. Yes, nicely.
So everyone.
I can't wait till the hat says no, no, no.
So everyone out there who wants to see this project, it'll be on the Adafruit blog. The bicycle project will be on the Adafruit blog and video tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Tomorrow.
The Pi Boy is still in progress. It's going to be like a couple of weeks. But you can start remembering all your favorite Pokemon games or whatever you want to play on your emulator.
And one of the things we're trying to do here at Adafruit is for the folks that work remotely is have them participate on the show and tell so everyone can see what Adafruit's working on. So we're going to be part of the show and tell too. So thank you, Noah and Pedro, for sharing this stuff. This looks really cool. And thank you for bringing the bicycle inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to bring it into the front door, but that's okay.
You guys get a show and tell sticker if you want to, of course.
You guys are like 3D printing masters. There's nothing I can't toss at these guys, and they don't just like say like not a problem.
Yeah.
Always like it's really hard to mount into a bicycle. I'm like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna have them 3D print a 3D printer. That'll be.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could think of something that you guys can't design in 3D print. I mean, I don't want to try.
We're gonna make the first transplantable heart from NinjaFlex. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
All right. What do you think, LED hat guy?
Adafruit.
Adafruit.
Go Adafruit.
I have workshop envy, actually. I'm going to go clean the garage after this.
Everybody does. They have, like, so much space. Like, I have, like, a corner. Like, I have so little space now. I have, like, one desk because Adafruit keeps, like, we're getting another pick-and-place machine in, and, like, I got, like, squished into the corner. Yeah. No, they have a nice workshop.
Okay. So that's it for the show and tell, everybody. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank
Richard.
you, Phil Bate, otherwise known as LED Hat Guy tonight. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Noah and Pedro. Thank you, James. And thank you, Alex. That was fantastic. We'll see everybody on Ask an Engineer in 3 minutes. We'll see everybody here next week. Show and Tell, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. If you're on the show, you get a seat on the Show and Tell sticker. And be looking for the Show and Tell link every week. Post up a comment. If you are on the show, post up comments to your project, and we'll see everybody in 2 minutes.
We had 9 people today.
Yeah.
And actually, one person they dropped out.
Yeah, their internet connection.
Their internet connection died. We were like 10.
Okay.
Lucky 10.
All right. Just want to see that one more time. Beep. There we go. Bye, everybody.